Hi, I'm Susan Weed. I live in the Catskill Mountains in the Hudson River Valley of New York State, and I love to grow plants in containers. It's so easy to grow plants in containers, and you can take them around with you wherever you are. We have little pocket gardens here and there. Here's a couple of cherry tomatoes and a pretty flowering plant. And here's two different varieties, believe it or not, of basil. I know you're looking for basil to have big, shiny green leaves. Okay, this looks a little more like the shininess of the basil, but hey, look at all those teeth on the edge, and it's purple too. And if you were to smell it, this is called cinnamon basil, and it really smells like cinnamon. It smells like mulled apple cider. This is a wonderful basil, so easy to grow and use. And this basil is shiso, Perilla frutescens. It's not actually a, strictly speaking, a basil, but it's so closely related to basil. Of course, they're both in the mint family. And the basil that you may have been hearing about is tulsi, also called sacred basil. Tulsi, shiso, and the purple-leafed cinnamon basil all have adaptogenic qualities. That's right. They make wonderful pesto. They're great in your summer dishes. I just made a gazpacho yesterday with cucumbers and fresh tomatoes and lots of cinnamon basil. It was really striking because the purple basil gave it a beautiful hue. But these plants are also considered to be some of the best plants for keeping your immune system strong. As we move away from the panic days of COVID and into the beginning of our post-COVID times, we're all concerned about keeping our immune systems really strong and healthy. Isn't it fun that you can just use these great tasting plants as seasoning? Well, okay, I probably used a little more. You know, when I first started being interested in herbs and cooking, the cookbook said, well, you just use a tiny little pinch of herb, you know, usually like no more than half a teaspoonful. And even back then, I started pushing that envelope. And when I say I made a gazpacho with this purple basil, I mean I put a cup of the purple basil in there. We're not talking about half teaspoon amounts. Shiso self-seeds so well that it's really easy to put a full cup of shiso in anything I'm making. And I also made some shiso pesto this year. Many people love to grow tulsi. I don't have any tulsi growing this year, but it is a plant that's easy to grow in pots, and last year I had some of it. Whatever kind of specialty basil you pick for your health and your immune system, give it a try in a pot and see if you might not enjoy a little container garden too. Green blessings aren't just wild, they're also cultivated.